The summer wind has officially come blowing in, just as Frank Sinatra said it would, and it's blown with it a bunch of awesome games for us all to enjoy. So let's have a look at the amazing titles, updates, and expansions we've got coming our way in June, but I'll let Henry give you the biggest update first.
Of course, the big date that you need to have circled, underlined, and highlighted on your calendar is June 12th, because that's when this year's Xbox and Bethesda Showcase gives us a glimpse of things to come. It all kicks off at 6 PM BST, and while obviously the specifics of this year's show are being kept tightly under wraps, there's sure to be some awesome stuff on display. I mean, last year's showcase brought us new info about massive titles like Forza Horizon 5, Hellblade 2, and Psychonauts 2, while also announcing the thrilling return of Xbox Design Lab and letting us know about a huge batch of titles that would be arriving on Xbox Game Pass as day one releases. So you'll definitely want to be tuning in this time round. Why not hit up the comments and let us know what you're most hoping to see?
First up, we've got Gigapocalypse, which arrives on June 2nd and which promises to let you build a customizable giant monster with manifold skills, air quotes, which really is just a wonderful, wonderful combination of words in my book. Once you've got your insectoid overlord, monstrous lizard, or abominable snowman looking just so, you can take them for a walk out in the city. Sure, that may result in millions of pounds worth of property damage, but your creature has got to get their exercise in, you know? Fans of classic city destruction games like Rampage will be right at home, stomping on skyscrapers in this pixel art world, where those of a more nurturing disposition will love looking after their beloved kaiju in a variety of Tamagotchi-style minigames.
On the 7th, we've got the Reforced version of Spellforce 3 arriving, which is great news for anyone who hasn't checked out this unique fantasy epic. Seamlessly blending the RPG and RTS genres together, Spellforce 3 lets you enjoy the freewheeling life of an adventurer as you battle enemies, explore dungeons, and scrounge up all kinds of useful gear to equip your party with. And then you can throw together a base, scrape together some resources, and whip up an army to lead into battle. It's sort of like if you smashed all 3 Lord of the Rings movies together into one game, making room for both intimate personal journeys and awesome orc-smashing warfare. The Reforced edition includes all sorts of enhancements and upgrades, from a UI and control scheme that has been specifically tailored for gamepad users to things like updated skill trees, improved loot distribution, and a brand new journey mode to make this the most complete version of the game ever.
The battle for the yellow jersey continues on June 9th with the release of Tour de France 2022. Honestly, I'm not even sure half of them can pull off that colour anyway. There are a whole bunch of ways for you to take on the world's most famous cycling events. Pro Leader mode lets you create your own racer, building them up to be a nifty sprinter or a hill-conquering climber and chasing down cycling glory. Alternatively, you could build your very own team in the Pro Team mode, starting on the lowest rung and working your way all the way up to the high-profile circuit. Or, if you don't fancy waiting for an invitation, the Mytor mode lets you build your very own competition out of a staggering 92 available stages. So, if you're feeling a little bi-curious, check out Tour de France 2022.
If you're a fan of the spine-tingling tales that Supermassive have been spinning in the Dark Pictures anthology, then get ready to be scared senseless all over again when we head to The Quarry on June 10th. This gruesome interactive drama takes place on the last day of summer camp when the kids have all gone home and the counsellors are looking forward to a final night of unsupervised revelry, because apparently none of them have ever seen a horror movie before. Playing as each of the 9 counsellors, you'll get to watch as their night takes one bloody turn for the worse after another. You'll have some big decisions to make along the way, with state-of-the-art motion capture technology and some heart-wrenching performances, making sure that you'll feel really, really bad if you get things wrong. The 4K Ultra HD on Xbox Series X makes it all feel even more cinematic, adding up to a game that could just be the summer blockbuster of 2022.
Inspired by the animated series, Zorro The Chronicles lets you play as the iconic mass vigilante as he fights crime, defends the innocent, and carves the letter Z into every surface in sight. And I do mean every surface. Playing as either Zorro or his sister Inez, you'll get to bring down the crooks using a mixture of stealth and swordplay, plus the occasional chicken. Whatever approach you take though, it all looks completely delightful with a bright, cheerful visual style borrowed from the show and 18 different sun-drenched levels for you to explore. Between the acrobatic combat, the lush environments, and the hilarious finishing moves, Zorro The Chronicles looks like the perfect cartoon caper for a lazy summer's afternoon.
Okay, here we go. Next up, Fall Guys will be tumbling onto Xbox on June 21st. I'm sure you wish it was sooner, but if you've seen the way these dudes move, you'll know it's a miracle when they make it anywhere at all. Fall Guys is hectic, inelegant, and reliably hilarious, a game that's all but guaranteed to put a smile on your face. It's also fully crossplay enabled, and best of all, it's gonna be totally free to play, so you and all your buddies can slip, trip, and fall all over these zany obstacle courses without spending a penny. This humblin' bumblin' battle royale sees you and 59 other bean-shaped contestants toddling through a series of colourful assault courses and knockout games. To be the one left holding the crown, you'll need to navigate spinning hammers, cascading bananas, and all sorts of other dangers that even someone who wasn't built like a couch cushion would struggle to avoid. In fact, in the future, you'll even be able to devise your own cuddly death traps thanks to a level editor which the good folks at Mediatonic currently have in the works. Well, at least Xbox Series X and S gamers will have a smooth 60 FPS frame rate to help them get through the community's more sadistic designs.
Fresh from his latest big screen adventure, gaming's iconic blue hedgehog will be returning on June 23rd for the release of Sonic Origins. This stacked new collection features lavish remasters of 4 classic titles: Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic CD, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Sonic and Knuckles. That means 4 games worth of rapid-fire, side-scrolling action as you dash from zone to zone, picking up rings, smacking down robots, and partying like it's 1991. Great year, by the way, folks. While Sonic may be the first name on the matinee, you can also play as Tails or Knuckles, although I am afraid this version isn't voiced by Idris Elba. I'm so sorry to break it to you. With Sonic's next big 3D adventure, Sonic Frontiers, set to arrive later in the year, this 4-game flashback could be the perfect way to get you revved up and ready to go.
And Sonic isn't the only retro gaming icon making an appearance this month. On the 24th, the Capcom Fighting Collection will see a whole bunch of superstars coming back out of retirement to celebrate 35 bruising years together. This 10-game collection includes the anniversary edition of the all-time classic Street Fighter II, as well as the robo-battling action of Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness, and Red Earth, the game that showed us all what a man with a great big sword and the head of a lion could really do. Oh, and on top of that, Capcom Fighting Collection also brings 2 Darkstalkers titles to the West for the very first time, so that we too can enjoy the studio's goth phase. Whether you've had your favourite combos memorised for decades, or you're entering into the world of arcade fighters for the very first time, the Capcom Fighting Collection is the perfect place to throw down.
What a better way to round out the month than taking a bunch of wheeled things to places that wheeled things were clearly not supposed to go with MX vs ATV Legends. The latest installment on the hit off-road racing series features a fine-tuned physics system for high-precision racing, even when you're just tearing through the mud or hurling yourself into ridiculous leaps of faith. And just to really test your driving skills, they've also thrown in a dynamic weather system which can throw also a snowstorm or a downpour at you in the blink of an eye. MX vs ATV Legends has been optimized for the Xbox Series X and S as well, so whatever the weather, expect this one to look just lovely.
June is also almost certainly going to see brand new seasons kicking off in 4 massive titles: Warzone Pacific, Rocket League, Sea of Thieves, and, of course, Fortnite. While we don't have any details as of yet, these games never fail to deliver thrilling new content and quirky new cosmetics with each new chapter, so we can't wait to see what they've got in store this time around. June 21st will see the release of the hotly anticipated DLC for The Elder Scrolls Online with High Isle Legacy of the Bretons. A new trial, new companions, world events, treasures, and a never-before-seen area of the Elder Scrolls universe. It's going to be a huge addition to the game. You can Brett on that. Oh, and on the 23rd, Deliver Us the Moon boldly goes where it had never gone before, into the world of next-gen technology, with a free update for both Xbox Series X and S users that adds ray trace shadows and reflections, plus 4K resolutions for a space adventure that is sure to leave you starstruck.
The month then ends with a double whammy on its very final day thanks to 2 major expansions for a couple of our favourite games. Cuphead fans can help themselves to another serving of old-timey fun with the delicious last course, which adds a new playable character called Miss Chalice into the mix. She sounds kind of fancy. And things aren't nearly quite as quaint or as charming in the world of Outriders, where a huge new expansion called Worldslayer introduces a terrifying new antagonist for you and your buddies to take on in an all-new campaign. Outriders itself is of course available through Xbox Game Pass, and new players can jump straight into the Worldslayer content with a brand new custom character, while those who have finished the main campaign already can carry their existing Outriders across.
With a ton of new games and content on the way, plus the promise of even more on show at the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase, June is looking like a pretty banging month from beginning to end. Hit up the comments to let us know what you're most looking forward to and also what you're hoping to see at the showcase. And don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. Bye!